reached out to her, but you've not heard anything back, like total ghosting.
Total ghosted. Haven't heard anything.
All right, hang tight, Paul. We're going to call her right now. Oh, my God. He sounds so Savannah, right? Does he sound great?
I know, so nice. Like, I don't get why he's getting ghosted. That's crazy.
Women want free meals.
Jeff, stop with the whole, oh, we're hibernating, not shaving our legs, and we're not leaving the house stuff. I'm done with that.
Hello?
That's just... Hi, is Annie there?
Hey, this is she.
Okay. Hey, Annie, it is Courtney.
Hey, Andy, it's Walmart Jeff.
Hey, it's Savannah.
And you're on the radio on Kiss 95.7. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. I know we're catching you off guard and it's early and all, but Annie, you're on Second Date Update. It's a feature we do. If you go on a first date and you have a great time, but then you get ghosted, you call us and find out why. So, Annie, this morning you're on Second Date Update.
Oh, okay.
All right. So here's the deal. Paul called us. I'm going to be honest. Sounds like a stellar guy, like a solid guy. He called us. He told us that he took you out. You guys went axe throwing and you went to dinner. And he said it was the best first date he's ever had, that you were fun and funny and great conversation. Yeah. He's reached out to you and you're ghosting him. Yeah. We need your side of the story, Annie. How was the date for you?
Oh, man. Yeah, it's such a bummer. He's so sweet. I had a really, really good time, too. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, it was really, really fun.
So what's the
Why are
deal?
you
Why
ghosting
haven't you
him?
gotten back to the guy? Let's go.
Okay, so, after axe throwing and before we went to dinner, we swung by my house so I could let my dog out. When I did,
Yeah.
he just kind of, like, he being my dog, just, lost his mind. He, just started barking and growling and just got, like, really, really upset by Paul. Like, my dog, he's the cutest, he's the sweetest little thing, he's a shnoodle, his name's Bob, and he's my baby, and he doesn't get mad at anybody, he's a cuddle bug, he loves everybody. I've barely even heard him bark ever.
Hold on, Annie. You have a schnoodle, which I think is like a poodle schnauzer. A schnoodle. Okay. Did you say his name is Bob?
Yes.
Oh my God, that's awesome. All right, so let me just break this down for a second. So you went axe throwing and had a great time. Before dinner, you suggested swinging by the house to let Bob out because Bob had to do his business. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're telling me that Bob, the dog, didn't like Paul for some reason, and that's not like your dog.
That's correct. Yeah.
All right, so you're telling me, Andy, because Bob didn't like Paul, you're ghosting Paul.
Well, yeah, I mean, I trust Bob, and if Bob's, like, not liking someone, and Bob's hackles are up, and mine kind of are, too, and I'm sorry, but Bob's a baby. If he doesn't like somebody, then, if they're not going to get along.
You know what, Annie? I'm with you. Animals are good judges of character. Sometimes they see things that we don't.
I will say, and I'm trying to put myself in your shoes, my dog Jackson has never growled at anybody, and I think if he growled at somebody, that would be a red flag for me too, I guess. All right, so listen, Paul's on the line. I'm bringing him on. Paul, do you hear what Andy's saying?
Yeah, I heard what you said. I mean, I can totally work with this. I mean, I understand Bob, and I definitely wish Bob would have, I wish I would have had a better time meeting Bob for the first time, is not like I did with Annie, but...
All right. Is there something we can do? Listen, here's the thing. Could have been anything, Annie. Maybe you just surprised Bob when you got home and he was like, oh, wait, or maybe you haven't had a man in the house for a while. I don't know. Is there any way, Annie, you would give Paul a second chance? Maybe, Paul, you could show up before you go on a second date, bring Bob, like, toys and treats and see if you guys can make some sort of connection?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I don't know, maybe I had, like, a weird smell on me or something that day, I don't know, that he didn't like. But, yeah, I think that's a good idea. Maybe if me and Bob have a better second date, then maybe Annie and I can have a second date.
This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Jeff, because you don't understand. These fur babies are our babies. Annie, are you willing to give Paul... How about doing this during the daylight hours? You're walking Bob out front. Paul shows up and he's got a bag full of bones in his pocket, and they make nice. What do you think, Annie?
Yeah, I'm willing to try it. Maybe it was a weird fluke thing. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, this is what you're going to do. I'm going to tell you guys what you're going to do. You are going to, Paul, make arrangements with Annie to meet Bob again. You're going to bring him some toys and treats. And if all goes well, then you're going to call me and I'm going to pick up the tab for a second date. How does that sound?
Sounds awesome to me.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for being on Second Date Update.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
I tell you what, if my dog didn't like you, you wouldn't be allowed in my house ever again. I'm sorry, my dog has never growled. Savannah, you've got a new puppy. What if